And affiliate marketing literally just means getting commission for a sale, right? It's no different than the guy at the car dealership. When you go to buy a car, the guy who shows you the car and sells it to you gets a chunk of the profit. So affiliate marketing is literally the exact same process, only it takes place usually online and through a link instead of signing the contract. But that's it. A lot of people are afraid of the term affiliate marketing because they get it confused with MLM, multi-level marketing. They think affiliate marketing means they're going to have to harass their friends and family and slide at people's DMs and this and that. But literally, if you can create content, if you can make a video, or you can make an image in Canva, or you can write a blog, then you can do affiliate marketing. So if you combine affiliate marketing with SEO and with social media marketing and automation, well, you could start to get an awful lot of traffic and even sales online while you're doing anything else, right? While you're on vacation, while you're sleeping, while you're doing whatever it is you want to do. So that to me is the key, is to not get hung up on the technical details of any one of these things, right? Just with SEO alone, according to Google, there's over 200 factors that affect how your website ranks in search results. And there's entire agencies built around each one or a handful of these little factors, right? There's whole agencies developed for link building, and there's whole agencies developed for blogging, and there's whole agencies focused around Google My Business, right? And some of them specialize in different things, right? They might specialize in schema, or they might specialize in black hat tactics, or whatever it is. But by not getting lost in the details and just understanding these things at face value for what it is, right? We're trying to get attention online. That's how we can make the best of it and essentially do nothing but create content. So a lot of people think that links are one of the biggest part of SEO, but the thing is, if you understand search intent and how to satisfy a query of what someone is looking for, your content will get linked to automatically, right? So let's compare two sides of the same coin. Let's say we have a really terrible piece of content, right, that doesn't really offer any value or help anybody in any way. And let's say we build a ton of really good links to that. Maybe we spend $3,000 on links to this piece of crappy content, right? So then we'll get a bunch of traffic, and what happens? People click on that crappy content, they realize it's not what they're looking for, so they click back and go to another result. What do you think that what's going to happen when that happens a lot of times, right? It's going to send signals to Google that this content is garbage. Versus, on the other hand, let's say we create a great piece of content that answers the search query and helps people, and everyone who clicks on it ends up spending 5 or 10 minutes reading the blog because they're learning something. Even if we don't build a single link to that, those people are going to be much more likely to share that content, to go post it on social media, to link to it from their blog or whatever it is, and we'll get those links naturally without having to spend the money. So with one action, just creating quality content, we can get the best of all these worlds, right? We can get backlinks, we can optimize that piece of content for SEO, we can repurpose it on social media, we can use automation to distribute this content so that it grows on its own. So to me, that is one of the most valuable things that I have figured out when it comes to making money online, is how to actually get the people coming and doing the work for you. So I got a question. So the best and easiest way to do this will be Jarvis and Surfer SEO. They're all just tools, right? From my experience, Jarvis is really helpful for creating content faster. So what a lot of people like to do with Jarvis, or try to do with it, and whether it's Jarvis or any of the other competitors, what a lot of people try and do with AI is just have the AI write the content for them, right? They'll put in the keyword and just let it go to town. What I like to do is use the AI as an extension of my own brain. So I'll write a couple sentences, then I'll let Jarvis compose some content, and then I'll edit that slightly and write a little bit more. That way it's essentially me creating the content, but I'm doing it faster because the robot is helping me type, versus me relying on the robot to just do all the work. And I hope that makes sense. So to further answer your question, is Jarvis and Surfer the easiest way to do this? It's a great tool, but I think the easiest way is to repurpose the content, right? So you use Jarvis to create this content, and then what I like to do is use other tools. So maybe you'll take the content that you create in Jarvis and go over to a software like Lumen 5. And essentially what that is an AI video creator. So you'll just paste the content from Jarvis into Lumen 5, and then now suddenly you have an AI video, and you could put that video into your blog, and then you can repurpose that content again. Like maybe you take a little short section of the video that was created by AI, and then you make an Instagram post with that short section, like a little teaser saying, hey, if you're into this, go check out my full tutorial on YouTube. And then, you know, maybe you have a manual video that you created, like the one I'm doing now, that is there. So that's my goal with this. I hope that helps. So what I like to do is automate my content production, and that's what I started out by saying at the beginning of this video, that I was going to be doing a long video, that I'll be chopping it up into multiple YouTube videos, that I'll be embedding these YouTube videos into my blog. I'll be sharing them on Reddit, I'll be sharing them on Twitter and on LinkedIn and here on Facebook. And to me, that is the best way to get as much bang for your buck out of the time that you spend creating content. So yeah, I think that about covers the strategy that I'm trying to show you guys here as far as creating content and repurposing it and using automation to essentially get organic traffic. So what I want to do now is show a slideshow of more details about this strategy. This is a slideshow that I've shown a few times before, but I've gotten some really positive feedback on it, and people have said that it has really helped them to understand this whole process. So I'm going to shrink myself down here so that you can see the slideshow, and we will jump into that. One second, having a bit of technical difficulty with my camera mount here. And by the way, another quick tip for you guys. A lot of people, when it comes to creating content, think, oh, I don't have the tools that I need, I don't have the equipment. The reason I was just having a technical difficulty here with my setup is because I still use my phone to record these videos. I don't have a fancy camera. Literally all you need is a phone. I have my phone plugged into my computer here as a webcam, and it's on this weird gooseneck mount, which is why it was all moving around there, because it's getting kind of limp over time. But anyways, I want to jump into the slideshow and show you guys exactly how to monetize free traffic. So that is the whole goal here, right? Is to monetize free traffic. And this is something I like to call organic traffic farming. Because just like a farmer farms produce, right? It takes a long time, it takes care, it takes a specific process. In my opinion, farming organic traffic is no different. It's going to need your attention, it's going to need work, but if you do it right, it can feed not only you and your family, but the entire community. So that's the idea here. We want to monetize free traffic from social media and from Google search results, right? We want to get this traffic and turn it into money. So what I want to show you here is how to make money online without having any experience whatsoever. In other words, if you are watching this video right now, if you can see my face and this presentation, you can do this. I also want to show you how to make money online without having your own product or anything to sell. I'm going to show you how to do it without starting a marketing agency or a consulting agency, which means you're not even going to have to take clients. You're not going to have to answer phone calls. You won't have to do any selling, recruiting, MLM, join any opportunities, or anything like that. The really cool thing is you could do all of this without spending all day on your phone or your computer. And it also means you won't have to dance, do skits, or be ridiculous like you see people doing on TikTok, right? You're not going to have to do any of that. And hopefully this presentation clears up any questions you have. And if it doesn't, be sure to drop them down below and I'll do my best to answer them. So you won't have to invest or buy in or partner with anybody to do any of this stuff that I'm going to show you here. So what most people think when I say something like that is, if this is real, where does the money come from, right? Everyone's scared of the P word, passive income. You know, obviously you can't get money for nothing, so where does the money come from? Well, To me, if you are using the internet, you are just like this guy. There's money flowing all around you at all times, and all you have to do is grab it and stick it in your pocket. So to further illustrate that point, I have this chart here of the number of digital buyers worldwide from 2014 to 2021. And this is in billions here, by the way. I know it's small on your screen, but from 2014 to 2021, the number of people buying stuff online has jumped from 1.3 billion to 2.14 billion. So almost double. So how many people actually use the internet? That's a great question if we want to make money online from the internet. So according to Google, there's 1 billion people searching Google. And there's almost 5 billion people scrolling social media at any given time. So 5 or 6 billion people that you can transact with right here on the internet without leaving your house, without leaving wherever you are. Anywhere that you're connected, you can do the stuff I'm going to show you. So what I want you to understand is that humans are addicted and dependent on the internet. We use it for everything, right? We use it to find our way around. We use it for maps, GPS, to go just about everywhere. We use it for buying medical insurance and tracking our health. We use it for saving and investing and banking. We use it to order food. We use it to order products, right? Who is watching this that hasn't had a product delivered to their house from Amazon? If you live in America, I'm guessing not many people. People are playing games online. People are ordering their groceries online. People are booking travel and vacations online. And people are also spending all day being entertained online using programs like Netflix or Hulu or YouTube, right? So my point here is that humans are literally addicted to and dependent on the internet. This is super important to understand if you want to make money online. Now, it sounds like a bad thing, but it's not all bad, and that's what I want to cover here. So odds are you are already connected all day. And what I want you to understand about that is most people consume more digital content than they create. In other words, most people are influenced by others more than they influence others, which also means they spend money on things they don't need. And most people make zero money online. So if you spend all day consuming social media content, that's much the same thing as eating chips all day, right? It might taste good, it feels good for a couple seconds, but in the long run, it's going to be pretty bad for your health. So let's talk about that a little bit more. What actually happens when we consume too much content online? Well, first of all, it's a waste of time and money, right? How many times have you sat there scrolling on social media thinking, maybe I'll just spend a couple minutes here, and then next thing you know, an hour's gone by and you're like, man, did I just waste an hour looking at TikTok videos? Right? So wasting time and money can cause depression. And it can also alter our sense of reality because people can be fake and deceptive online, right? And it's not even always on purpose. Like most of the time, what do? We share the good moments in our life. We post that fancy dinner we had, or we post how good we look at the beach, or whatever, right? We're not showing the bad days. We're not sitting there taking a selfie beside our broken down car, or whatever it is, right? So seeing this fake and deceptive content all the time can leave you feeling trapped. It can also leave you susceptible to sales and marketing messages, which can lead you down the wrong path in life and cause you to constantly compare yourself to others. Remember what I was talking about with the fake and deceptive content? And even if it's not fake on purpose, constantly comparing yourself to everyone else's best day can literally just fill your brain with the reality others have created. Versus, on the other hand, let's talk about what happens when you create content. Creating content can cause feelings of fulfillment and accomplishment because you did something. That feels good, right? We all want to be productive. So creating content can literally help countless of people. As I said at the beginning of this video, you're going to be creating this content and people are going to be finding it over time. One person, then 10 people, then 100 people, then 1,000 people, right? So you can literally use this to alter reality for billions of people online by inputting your data, right? Instead of consuming content, you're creating it. So you're putting your reality out into the world for other people to absorb. And doing this can introduce you to powerful people and build your network. Again, there's 5 or 6 billion people using the internet at a time. So odds are there's some of them that can help advance your goal and help you get down the path of life. So creating content can actually multiply your time and money. As I said earlier in this video, by creating this video once and then chopping it up into 5 or 6 YouTube videos and repurposing the content, I'm actually multiplying my time. So instead of reaching one person, right, if I was having this conversation on a sales call versus on a live video, then I would only be helping one person. But by creating this content and repurposing it and sharing it on as many platforms as possible, I'm literally multiplying my time and money, and I highly, highly, highly recommend you do the same if you want to make money online, because ultimately creating content takes the same amount of time as consuming it. So speaking of time, we all have the same amount. We have the same amount of time on earth, and we're spending time online. So what can we do with that time? Well, if you ask me, we have two options. One option is to fill our brain with other people's reality, right? And that's what happens when we consume content. We are essentially washing our brain with the reality others have created. Another thing we can do with the same time that we would spend filling our head with other people's content, we can create our own content and make money online. So that's what I'm getting at here, is the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. And so with social media marketing and SEO and organic traffic, it's no different than planting a tree, right? It starts with a little tiny seed, your first piece of content, and then as you create more content, that seed will sprout and it will start to grow. And if you continue for years, you'll eventually have, a tall, sturdy tree that is going to take a lot of effort to knock down. So now that you know that, you have a decision to make right now. And I want to illustrate this decision for you right here and make it as clear as possible. There's two types of people online: people who make excuses and people who make money. And I know that sounds corny, but just stick with me here. I want to show you exactly what I mean. So here are some of the things that people who make excuses say. They say things like, I'm too busy, I don't have time, I don't know enough to get started, I can't afford to invest in an online business. Maybe they say, I tried to make money online and failed. This works for some, but not for me. So another thing people say is, my peers might criticize me, right? What if people talk shit? You might think I'm too old for social media. I'm not creative enough to do this. I have nothing to sell, no skills or products. Social media doesn't work for my niche, right? So these are the type of excuses that people who don't make money online make. Now, I want to show you how people who actually make money online handle these same thoughts, right? So instead of saying I'm too busy, I don't have time, someone who actually makes money online looks at this problem as improving my future is my best use of time, right? So I don't know enough to get started. Somebody who's successful looks at this problem and thinks I can learn everything I need to know online. So if you want to start making money online, my best advice is to get your mindset into this right-hand column. And I know a lot of people think the mindset stuff is cheesy. I will go into the skills shortly, but I just want you to understand this before I go any farther into the presentation. You might be thinking, I can't afford to invest in an online business. An online business could earn you passive income for life. So maybe you tried to make money online before and failed. Well, if you want to be successful, you need to use what you learned to do better this time. So it's the same for all of these excuses, right? This works for some, but not for me. Or maybe you think success is the result of taking specific actions. So do you think it's all up to chance and you just have bad luck? Or do you think that you haven't taken the actions that you need to take to be successful with this stuff? Maybe you're thinking I'm too old for social media. A more positive way to think about that same exact thing is that age doesn't affect your ability to help others. So maybe you're thinking I'm not creative enough to do this. Well, posting to social media is easier than any job I've ever had, which is why I'm still doing it. So if you're thinking I have nothing to sell, no skills or products, you can refer people to products you already use, doing something called affiliate marketing, which, like I said, I will be talking more about as we go along. And finally, social media doesn't work for my niche. I've heard this over and over again countless times from people. And a much better way to look at it if you want to be successful is my business has virtually no competition on social media, right? That's the same thing. If you're saying social media doesn't work for your niche, it's probably because you haven't seen other people using social media to do what you do, which is a brilliant opportunity to be the first one and have no competition. So You can make excuses or you can make money. If you want to make money, that's what we're here for. So we will continue with the presentation. But I need you to understand something. Now that you know this, lack of action becomes a choice, right? It's not up to luck. It is a process that we can follow to get the results. So to that end, you can either make excuses or you can make money. So the next thing people are thinking is, show me the money, right? Like I said, all the mindset stuff is cool, but it's kind of cheesy, and most people want to know where the actual money comes from. So that's the next thing I'm going to show you here, is how to actually get money from creating content online and doing nothing else. The first thing you need to understand is that advertisers will pay you to run ads on your content, which means even if I do nothing, I earn money every single month from work I've done in the past. So here is a graph of my YouTube channel reach. Over the past year, I've reached almost 1 million people with my content on YouTube, and because of that, I get a couple $100 every single month, whether I do more work or not. So if all I showed you here today in this video was how to make a few hundred extra bucks per month with the time you're already spending online, would that be worth a few minutes of your time? Let me know in the comments down below if you think it'll be worth a few minutes of your time to learn how to make a few $100s passively every single month. The thing is, this same content that has earned me a few $100s extra every month has also earned me thousands of dollars in affiliate commissions. So here is a screenshot of one of my affiliate programs, GrooveFunnels. You can see it's earned me over $2,000, and that's a tool I showed you earlier, and I got that $2,000 literally by mentioning this tool in my videos, and then people find it, they decide, hey, that's a tool I want to try, they buy it, and I make money. It's very simple. So another thing to understand is that I've earned thousands of dollars from multiple different products. So like I said, I create multiple videos promoting multiple products, and then hundreds of thousands of people see these videos and start buying the products. So I create more of this money-making content every single day. It's not just a one and done thing. It's an ongoing process that you can start now and continue over time to get the same results. That is what I'm trying to impart to you here, that this stuff is not magic. It's actually the exact opposite of magic. It's a calculated, repeatable process that has reliably worked for millions of people. And I have this joking GIF here, the guy from Breaking Bad, right? We all know what he was cooking, but it's no different whether you're cooking your dinner, whether you're baking a cake, or whether you're doing like this guy here and cooking up some blue crystals. If you follow the process, you get the same result every time. And that is one of the most important things to understand if you want to make money online, is that it's not luck, it's not overnight success. Those people who you think had an overnight success had been putting in the work for a long time before you had ever heard their name, which is again why I highly recommend, if you haven't started creating video content, to get started. So then why do most people fail, right? That is a great question when it comes to making money online. The fact is most people fail, but why? Well, the reason is they give up too soon. Just like this guy in Full Metal Jacket. If you've seen that movie, then you know exactly what happens to this guy, and that's exactly what you're doing to yourself when you give up, is you are immediately ending any future that you might have had when it comes to making money online. So the next thing to consider is, how long does it actually take to turn a profit? According to Google, it takes most businesses 2 to 3 years on average to turn a profit, and that depends on how high their startup costs are. So what if your startup costs were zero? That's the next thing I want you to think about. If your startup costs are zero and you aren't spending any more time online than you already do, then every single dollar you make is profit. Again, why I'm so adamant about affiliate marketing versus starting your own agency or marketing company. So can I blow your mind real quick? I want permission right now to blow your mind. If everything I've showed you so far makes sense, then I think you're really going to like this next bit. CPA means you get paid just for driving traffic, even if no one buys anything. So to illustrate that, I have a screenshot here, and this is from the affiliate network I mentioned earlier, Max Bounty, and you could see that these offers pay anywhere from $2.25 per lead, $3 per lead, all the way up to $85 and $90 per lead. And this is just the ones in this screenshot. Some of the offers on this site go up to $200 or $300 per lead, and notice that's lead, not sale. So even if no one buys anything, all they have to do is come here and enter their information into one of these offers, which you've created content about, and suddenly you are earning money. So the question I have for you is, do you think you could get somebody to click a link? That's it, just to click a link and input their information. If you do, how long do you think that would take you? I'm guessing you aren't thinking in terms of years here. Like Google said, it takes 2 to 3 years for most businesses to turn a profit on average. But if all you need to do is get somebody to click a link and input their information, and you have no startup costs, and you're already spending time on it online anyways, then I'm hoping you're starting to see how this makes sense. Do you see how this is something you could do with the time you're already spending online, right? If you start creating content instead of consuming as much content. And I've broken it down into 3 simple steps. So the first step is to find a link to promote. And like I said, you could do that using an affiliate platform like Max Bounty. CJ Affiliate is another website I like to use for this, but that's the first step, right? To find something to promote, ideally something you're passionate about that you could talk about for a long time and create a lot of content about. So the next step is to create content about your link, right? You found the link that makes you money, you have the link, you've copied it, now you just need to create content that you can post the link underneath of, and then people will find this content and eventually click your link and buy your products, which leads me to the third step, which is collect the commissions. I hope you can see how simple this is. Find a link to promote, create content and actually promote it, and then get paid. So the next thing that I think is important is, if you can, you must. And as Yoda said back in the Star Wars trilogy, do or do not, there is no try. This is something I heard Grant Cardone talking about recently on one of his shows. If you can, you must. So to illustrate this point, I want you to imagine saying to your spouse, right? Or your roommate, your girlfriend, boyfriend, your landlord, your children, your bill collector, right? Whoever you answer to in life, whoever you share your life's responsibilities with, I want you to go to them and say, I know how to make passive income online, but I choose not to. Or go to them and say, I like making less money than I am capable of. Or you could say, I'd rather waste the time I spend online than be productive. Are you starting to see how ridiculous these things sound? And it goes back to the excuses versus money slide I showed, right? Some people do, some people don't. There is no try. You can either do or do not. So another thing, if you're still skeptical about all this, I want you to say to yourself, look in the mirror and say to yourself, I have given up on creating a better future in favor of complacency. Because that's what you're doing when you know this stuff, but you don't take action on it, right? You become this guy from Dumb and Dumber. So another important thing to keep in mind is even kids, the elderly, and even severely disabled people are doing this stuff. It's very important to understand. You see them on social media every single day. If you're like me, you probably wonder how such silly, ugly, and even stupid people have such huge audiences online, right? I wonder this stuff every day, and I've been doing it for years now. So the reason is they stayed consistent. That is it. And to illustrate that, I have 2 different people here, right? So we got this skinny guy and we got this buff guy. I can guarantee you this guy did not look like this from doing one workout, or even working out for a month, right? Or even working out at all. In addition to working out, he eats right, he watches what he eats, and he's followed a long process over time and got the results from that process. Versus somebody who looks like this, right? This is what happens if you don't stick with something. If you try it and then you quit and then you try again and then you quit, or maybe you do some of it but not all of it, right? You're working out but you're not eating right, you're gonna look like this. So the people who have massive audiences online, even if they're stupid or dumb or ugly or you don't like them, whatever it is, the key is that they have stayed consistent. They have been posting every day for years and you haven't. But that changes today if you ever want to make money online, period. This is how you have to deliver content from now on, just like this guy here. You want to absolutely blast it out as fast as you can and cover as much area and as many platforms and really just get as many eyes on it as possible. So what I want you to think about is this advertisement here, this wacky, wavy, inflatable, arm flailing tube man. So what happens if you turn off his motor? He's sitting out here bringing traffic to your business, getting attention, but what happens if you turn it off? He's dead, right? Just like you, if you turn off your content production, if you stop putting out new content for people to find. On the other hand, if you continue posting, your reach and your profits are going to grow under their own weight. Exactly like this snowball here. As it rolls along, it picks up more and more mass to the point it gets so big that nobody can stop it, and anything that gets in front of it just gets rolled over. So eventually your content can become an unstoppable force, just like this snowball, growing under its own weight and crushing everything in its path and earning you money whether you work or not. Going back to the slide from my YouTube ad revenue and the affiliate commissions, right? The more of this content I post, the more ad revenue I generate, the more people click my links, and the more money I make. So the same thing can happen to you if you get started. So if all of this is still making sense and you think it's something you might want to try for yourself, please see yourself out right now, because this doesn't really work for people who try. But it always works for people who do, for people who take action. That's one of the most important things. If I can get one point across to you from all of this, it's that you need to get started now. So if you're still with me, I want to give you a gift. I've just shown you exactly how making passive income online works. So now I want to give you the tools that you need to make it all happen. So you can go to this link, jamesjernigan.co/tools, and grab a list of all of the tools that I use to create and distribute this content online, so you can start doing it for yourself. Now, you know what to do, and you have the tools. So now what's next? Well, obviously it's time to get started, so that a year from now you have an audience of your own that you can monetize and start making money with. So before you go, don't forget this process takes time. If you haven't made money after a week or even a month, that's totally normal. Just keep posting content. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint. It's something you're going to have to do. It's a process that you're going to need to stick with. So for perspective, it took me about 2 months to get my first sale. From when I started creating content and posting affiliate links under it, it took me about 2 months before somebody actually bought one of these products. It took me about 6 months to start getting sales on a daily basis, to start getting regular, consistent sales. It took me about a year to earn a full-time living, in other words, pay all of my bills with affiliate marketing, with content marketing, right? Without having to take clients and answer phone calls. So what else has it done for me? Well, I currently have no boss. I have no alarm clock. I wake up at whatever time I want every single day. I have no schedule. I can leave the house whenever I want. I can go on trips. It doesn't matter, because I can make money wherever I am, which means I have no commute either. Which means that I make money while sleeping. I make money while on vacation. No matter what I do, this content is constantly working for me online and getting more attention and making sales. So I want to make sure that this process does the exact same thing for you, which is why I have a really special offer for those of you guys who have stuck with me so far and watched this entire video. Over the course of the next year, I'm guessing you will probably have some questions as you go along, and you might need a little help staying accountable. I know I did. I got sidetracked a lot. I would try something. I have what you call shiny object syndrome, so each time I found a new tool to play with, I would go and play with that and get distracted and lose track of what I was focusing on. So if you want to avoid that, that is why I do weekly trainings and Q&A in my private group. Every single Saturday at 4 p.m. I go live in my group to do videos just like this to show you how to make money online, as well as answer any questions you may have. So as a thank you for checking out my presentation, I want to offer you a one-time offer on membership to my group. I won't be able to keep this open for long, so if you're an action taker, now is the time to get started. We've already talked about how important that is. So for the next 24 hours, you can save over 50% on a yearly membership to my group by going to jamesjernigan.co. And instead of paying $1,164 for a year's membership, you can get yearly access for only $497. That's less than half of the price. So check it out. If you want to take action now, go to jamesjernigan.co, and I will see you Saturday in my group. So I hope this helps with your digital marketing. I hope this helps you understand how to not only get organic traffic online, but how to monetize it. I've showed you all the tools that you need, where you can find them, how to use them. So other than that, if you guys have any more questions, please drop them down in the comments below, and I will do my best to answer them. Other than that, I hope you guys have a great day. I can't wait to see your websites on the first page of Google, and I hope you make a bunch of money online. Take it easy, everybody.